That's right, guys. Ryan back. Another video. Thanks to Pop Collectibles for getting this to me super fast. We've got the Batman Deluxe with the Bat Signal. We also had the Bat Cycle. A lot to cover, a lot of accessories. We got a lot of poses to have some fun with. Light up features, USB-C, batteries, all kinds of stuff to go over. Let's get to it. Kicking off accessories, we've got a Batarang. We actually have two of these. This is pretty cool. Then we got another one. These are die-cast, which is actually nice to have. You get a couple of these things. Didn't expect them to be die-cast, but they actually are, so that's nice. Weathering on them looks nice. So I think everything you'd want to have. Handcuffs, working handcuffs, and these are not die-cast. These are plastic, but they look pretty good. I don't think I'd be using them in the display myself, but there they are. Also, we've got these pop-out gauntlet attachments. You can switch these out. I'm not going to use them. They're okay, and I get why they're there, but for me, they're pass. Grappling, we're actually going to get two versions of this. This is a grappling hook. You can attach it to the gun if you like, or you can have the long section like this if you like as well. And then we've got the sticky bomb gun, so you get one actually, bullet, I guess, if you will. This is actually really nicely done, so I like that. And here is one of the cartridges you can put inside. Well, again, weathering, pretty simple. It's just friction fit. It's not magnetic or anything. It just kind of sits in there. And you can have it displayed like that or not. And then you've got the actual sticky bomb, which is a useless piece of plastic because you're going to end up losing it, to be quite honest with you. And then we've got these guys, and I forget exactly what the hell these are, but I think they're flares. I think that's what they are. They go in the bat belt. Then we've got these guys, which he used in the very end of the scene, end of the film. These actually go into pockets. And then obviously we've got the cards from the Riddler, which is pretty cool. You get an envelope and you actually get a card with there is writing on the inside of the card. And it is legible. So for those who are curious about that, here it is. You can pause this and read it if you like. You're going to get a bunch of hands. You got different gesturing hands, fighting hands, grappling, holding hands. You get all kinds of hands. Some for the bike, which are kind of nice. The gloves look nice. These are for the obviously for the weapons. They're very nicely done. They're pretty much flat black. There's a little bit of weathering on it, not a whole lot, but that's fine. But you get fisted hands if you're punching, and you get some other relaxed hands which actually come on the figure. So they all look pretty good to me. And you get this empty cowl, which is okay. For me, there's a reason why I won't be using this. We'll talk about that in a little bit, but it looks nicely done. The weathering on it looks fine. It looks kind of like it does on the actual figure. And then, of course, we have this neck adapter, which you will need if you're going to use the Pattinson head sculpt, which is right here. So you get two different versions of this. You get obviously the sculpt, then you can have the switch out hair on the front part, which is kind of interesting. But for me, I think it does the part. I won't be using this, but you can, whatever, if you like it. As far as paint applications wise, it's up to Hot Toys quality. No complaints in that department. This particular hair attachment, I guess I put it on the backwards. I don't remember what it did, but I'm not a fan of this. It looks, and you get this seam on the top, which I guess is part of it. I didn't really need this switch out hair. I could have done without that whole thing. So not a giant fan of that piece. But you do have movable eyes, which is nice if you want to get into that. You got to remove the top hair, and then you got this back piece you got to remove, and then you got the joystick deals on the inside if you want to go ahead and mess with those. They work just fine. However, there is some difficulties with the head sculpt that we'll get to, but overall, I think it looks the part. I just won't be using it. It's not. I don't know. I didn't want my cowled head for me, and just whatever. I want the fighting stance. That's kind of what I want to get to. But it looks good to me. Now you do obviously get this, and it's magnetic. The weathering on it looks fantastic. Again, you get the movable eyes. You get the switch out jaw plates. You get 3. This is the one that actually comes on the figure, and I think it looks pretty stinking good. Again, they're magnetic. We've seen these before. This is not anything super new. But I think they're nicely done, and I think it looks like Pattinson, so no complaints on that part. I think Hot Toys did a very fine job, and they're not crazy mouth plates. Like this one, that looks pretty good. I actually do like that one. Probably going to use that one going forward, but I think this works all well. But you get this one, and you also have one more that's more of an angry-ish, fighting pose, I guess, if you will. And it looks good too. All of them look pretty good, honestly. I think they all do the part. So no complaints about those. I like the weathering on the cowl, and it just looks great. They got like mud and dirt and grime, and it matches the suit very well. Speaking of suit, this one looks beautiful. It really does, guys. This thing looks great. Whoever gets this, I think you're going to be really, really happy with it. The coloration looks great. The magnetic head is a nice feature. I like that. The bat signal, the batarang that comes out of the chest being die cast, that's pretty cool. I like that. I'm probably going to remove the head here because I think as I'm laying it down, it kept falling off for me and whatever. If you got it posed up, it's not a problem. But the weathering on this and the detail and the little pops of yellowish orange are very nice. I really do appreciate that. Now, is this the super hyper screen accurate of the suit? I don't know. I mean, someone out there who follows this a lot more closely know more than I do. But this looks pretty badass to me. And for me, it looks like it does in the film. You got elastic bands, you got gauntlets, you got switch out parts. I mean, you got these silver bits and you got what it just looks like a tactical Batman. Suit wise, I've seen some people complain about the shading of it. I'm not that particular. I don't know if it's right or wrong or one's better than the other or what. I don't even know. But to me, if you get this and you put it on your shelf, you're going to be pleased with it. Split cut boot. Big fan of that. Got plenty of range of motion on that one, so I'm a big fan of that too. But these little pops of yellowish orange, I think, I don't know, they just kind of bring it home for me. All the little textured details, the little pockets and the sewing, the cutting, it all, it just looks good, man. And those little pops of silver. Cape-wise, it is like dark black on top, and then down on the bottom, you've got all the mud. I think it's accurate. I think it works. The wires on the edges on both sides are not the strongest in the world. It's not a Moon Knight cape, but it'll do for the time being. I could see some people getting some custom capes for sure. Putting all the accessories in, you've got the grappling gun. It goes in the little side holster. You've got obviously the batarang, which you can pop off if you use a little eye attachment here. Pops off, it's magnet. The ones that come in the package, they're not magnetic. This one has little two, you can see right here, it has like two magnets on the back end. So you can't put the other ones, I don't know why you would, but it doesn't really matter. You've got this guy, you got to pop this open. There's two of these on the belt. They do come off while posing, so I would recommend posing and then putting them on. Most of the time I just left them off because they just kept popping off when I was raising the leg up and it'd get in the way. These little flares, I guess they were, they kind of go in there. There's two of them. They're friction fit. There's no magnets. There's nothing really to break. It's pretty simple to do. Slip those in there and then they go right on the belt via that little hook. So simple, effective. You would never know that stuff that's in there. But if you're Batman, you'd know you have what you needed. On the back, you can put your little light up flares. I don't know what the hell these things were, but that's where they go. There's a small one and a large one. I just remember at the end of the film, he was in the water and he was doing his thing, walking around, shining the light. And anyways, there's one that I guess is closed and one that's open. Either way, that's where they go, in case you were wondering. We've got lots of display ideas. We got this general base that comes with this thing. You've got this lava-esque thing you can put on top of it if you want. Then you got one that looks like from the Batman logo. I don't really care which one you use. Probably won't use any of them. And then you got this lenticular display, which is Hot Toys' way of saying, hey, give me $400 for this stupid piece of cardboard plastic that nobody's going to use in their display. Diorama bases-wise, this thing's pretty awesome. There's a couple different configurations for this. This is one of them. It's weird because the light up functions is only on part of the display base, not the entire display base, which I think is kind of funky. But I think paint wise, it looks nice. It does slot in well. It's got pegs and you can add these two walkway pieces on either side. And I think it works pretty good. It's there's a couple different configurations, but this one I think works for most cases. And then this is the light up function USB-C, which the cable does not come with it. But only 2 of the 3 steps light up if you have it in this configuration, which honestly, I'm probably not going to mess with anyways for lights. And just one more option. If you want to go crazy and stack it like this, you can, but I probably wouldn't. One last way you can do this, you can extend the base. It kind of sits on there. It's not the most stable way to display this, but you can actually do it this way if you want more of a walkway, you want a larger display base. It's okay, but again, not very stable. Let's talk about Batman. He looks quite fantastic on the show. If you want him just standing up, doing nothing, he looks cool. All the weapons and the attachments and the accessories and the textures he's got going on. The head sculpt, I think, looks great. Again, the little pop of yellow and orange, which is like a cat if you're in a caterpillar. It's caterpillar, yellowish orange, kind of that color. It looks great. And honestly, posing wise, I don't really have an issue with that. It really will do anything you would expect a Batman figure to do. It will do. Obviously, there's limitations in the armor, and you got stuff bunching up in elbows, and it's not going to go crazy, but it'll do the job for most poses. And I mean, it looks great. Look at this thing. Honestly, I like it. You probably already know that. And I'm not the biggest DZ fan. I enjoyed the film, which is why I picked this up. I really enjoyed the film. I thought Pattinson did a great Batman. I can't wait for Batman 2. But you guys let me know what your thoughts are on this head sculpt. I think it looks pretty good. And of course, people are going to be, I got the in-art version, or I'm waiting on in-art, and that kind of whole stuff. And I know all of them are sold out, so I don't guess it really matters. I think this looks quite good. And like I said, anybody who gets this, I think you're going to be pleased with it. So don't go too crazy with it. I think the sculpt works. I think it looks like Pattinson, and I think it looks like the Batman. Posing wise, I think it'll do the job. Whatever you wanted to do is, again, within reason. I think it'll do what you want to do. It's a Batman figure. There's limitations in the suit, but regardless, I think it looks pretty good. I've got it on the extended diorama base here. Kind of got that little platform going on. Again, the wire in the cape, not the strongest wire. It's no Moon Knight figure. It's a little weak, but if you've had a previous Batman cape from Hot Toys in the past, then you know exactly what you're getting, because it's just like that. So if you wanted to have him on your diorama base looking like this, you can. Obviously, we've got the Bat Single we got to break out. We got a Bat Bike or a Bat Cycle we got to break out. So we got a couple different things, but honestly, I think this looks pretty good. Posed up wise, I'm pretty happy with it. Decent ankle articulation. In fact, you can bend it a little bit more than that, but just give you an idea of what you can do with these split cut boots. It works. Now, if you want Batman posed up on your Bat Signal, you can do this. This is no stand. This is him chilling out on top of the Bat Signal. I think it looks pretty good. Again, not a whole lot of posability in that cape, but it does look pretty cool in my opinion. Some of you guys may want to display it like this. Some of you may not. Depends on what you want to do. You got the Bat Cycle, which we'll have to bring in at some point, pose up with him. But honestly, I think it's pretty cool. Now, there will be complaints about the LED being bright white instead of an amber color. I don't have that complaint, so whatever. I'm not that picky, I guess. I think this looks pretty good to me. Well, since we're here, we might as well talk about the Bat Signal. I think it looks fantastic. If you've got the Jazz Inc. Dioramas Bat Signal, this one is significantly smaller than that one, which may be good or bad, depending on whatever you want to think. I like the Jazz Inc. one. This one's got, you can see the paint application. It's got rust. It's got metal. It's beautiful, honestly. It looks really, really good. And size-wise, I think it works for the scale of the film. I think it does. But I love the broken off bat signal they kind of used from the parts of the light to make the symbol. It just works. I like this very much. Like I said earlier, light up wise, it does light up white, so that might bug some of you guys, might not bug some of you other people. I don't know. It doesn't bug me at all. It's plenty bright. It's USB-C, and it works. I don't know what else you want. If you want a light on in your room that lights up a bat, it looks good. That's my thought. Of course, we've got the Bat Cycle. Decided to pick that up. You got two different display options, but first off, it is beautiful. It is clean, not a much weathering on it. It's not a lot of mud flying around. He's just got this out, and it looks great. Light up functions, 3 AAA batteries or USB-C. I went with the batteries here, obviously, because I want cords flattening around my turntable. I think it looks great. You got rubber tires, they spin. You got light up functions for the brake lights. You got light up functions for the headlights. And again, like I said, 2 different display options, which is pretty nice. Here's the straight up version. And obviously we have the angled version, and it looks pretty good here. So depending on what you want to have on here, this is going to be easier to have Pattinson sitting on the bike. The angled version will give you a pose here in just a second, but honestly, either one you want to do. This got these 2 acrylic bases on the bottom, which angle it for you, and it's very sturdy, so no issues with that. This is way less flimsy than the Bat Pod, in my opinion. Paint application wise, very clean, matte black. There's silver. You got bluing going on with the pipes. You've got, I mean, it's a V8 engine and a bike. It looks freaking awesome, honestly. Everything you'd want it to look like, it looks like that. Again, not too fiddly, not too fragile. I think it'll be just fine. And I think whoever gets this is actually really gonna like it. Now we got Pattinson posed up with the bike. This took a minute, not gonna lie. This took a minute. His left foot's not quite on the ground. It's tiptoed on the ground, honestly. And I wanted to have like the cape flowing back behind the bike, but this doesn't work all that great, honestly. So it's kind of dangerous because his cape's definitely gonna get caught up in the wheel. But if he's standing there, then he should be safe. Obviously, I've got the bike angled with the light up functions on there. I think this looks great, guys. This is a great display option. We've got the grappling gun going on, the sticky bomb gun going on there at the front. I don't know. I think it's a good pose. You let me know your thoughts down below. All right, guys, you're not going to be happy about this. Either I am extremely silly or I don't know. Anyways, we're going to put on this head sculpt, the uncowled, unmasked head sculpt on this body. So we got the neck adapter on there. We've got the head. We're going to pop it in there, attempt to peg it into the peg. It's supposed to be in there, and on it, it's not quite going in. I fought with this for a little while. Not quite going in. It really doesn't, you don't get that connection, which if you're in a 6 scale, you know what I'm talking about. It honestly doesn't go in, and I don't want to break it. So that's the thing. So the head literally does not attack. So I tried a different method here. I said, well, let me get the hair out of the way, and then we'll put the neck adapter on. And then we'll attach it that way. We'll see, maybe the hair was getting in the way. So we got the head on there, and now we've got this where the hair, you can't attach it to it. So I'm not sure what I'm doing wrong here. Somebody out there who gets into the future, let me know, but mine's not working all that well. So I literally put it back together and just I didn't even bother connecting it to the ball joint, for fear of just being frustrated. And I didn't want the hair to tear up the cowl in the back, and I didn't want to break the hair, but something's up with this. I have a feeling people are not going to be happy. And one more pose with the bat signal, and I'm cheating here. There's an acrylic stand behind him, and I'm using a flight stand that he doesn't come with. I think it came with a Spider-Man or something. Anyways, I got that going back there. And I want to kind of have him like flying over. And the shoulder joints won't let you get like perfectly perpendicular. Won't let you do that. But it will make it look pretty cool. And this might be a display idea for you because honestly, you can have the light on. I could throw the bike up there. That'd be kind of cool too if you got that going on here. But I think it's a pretty cool pose. And overall, I'm pretty freaking pleased with this figure. Let me know your thoughts on this figure in the comment section down below, guys. The Batman Pattinson, I think, is a winner. I'm happy I've got it in the collection. I'm happy I got this Bat Signal. I'm happy I got the Bat Bike. I'm pretty pleased with it. If you want one of these, check out Pop Collectibles in the link description below. As always, click what you like. See you next time.